missing options, getting in so many ways. So many plays, I ended up playing it safe. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, go. Watching you is making me vomit, I'm dominant, juggling how many flows. Please don't compare me to none of these. I touch it and turn into dominant gold. All of the time that I spend in myself is in silence. I'm ducking and dodging these. Slide on you. You thought that I ran out of. That's when it's time to making them. Got nothing to prove the way that I'm killing the mic. Couldn't imagine this happening back when my mama was making the stew with the rice. Enrolled in college for only like half a semester. I knew that it wouldn't suffice. Said that I'd either be there and jump, but my destiny couldn't have proven them right. I had to get it in motion. Let's 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 get it in motion.
On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Miami Heat are ready for this thing to get started. Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Hall of Famer David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines moments from now. Right now, the Pistons are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. And, of course, Paolo Banchero. And you wonder how they'll do without him. Well, we'll soon find out.
And it's a trade that it caught me a little off guard. I have to be honest, Kevin. He played such a big part for this team. And really the last guy I expected to see them move.
He stands since 2009. The Pistons have just 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin. And they got swept in both of those playoff appearances. They haven't won a playoff game since 2008. And with all the lottery picks they've made recently, their fans are itching to see some progress.
Brooks with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Down low. Here's Durant. The kick out to Cunningham. Offensive rebound. Anthony on the wing. Drills it from outside.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
Here's Wagner. And Mobley throws it down.
Well, you love the unselfishness, makes the next pass, and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
To the middle. Misses in close.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Wagner outside.
Timeout, timeout.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Good ball movement here by Miami. 5 to shoot. Drops in the layup for 2.
Yeah, Wagner uses his size to muscle through that smothering interior defense.
That's a 2 from Cunningham. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And here's Wagner. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Jamison up on top. Over Anthony. Duren pulls it in.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either. Nice pass inside, making things easy for him now.
After a solid rookie campaign, Coach, Jalen Duren had a breakout sophomore year.
Well, Kevin, Jalen Duren knows who he is. Averaging a double-double, but he stays within himself. Doesn't take very many jump shots, shot well over 60%, and he has got a great motor.
Now Duren, following the three-point attempt by Antoine Jamison. Ivy. And slam dunk by Ivy.
And man, can Ivy fly. I mean, a big-time finish.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Franz Wagner grew up in Germany, but he says one of the reasons that I went to college in the U.S. was to learn a different mentality. The game is played more competitively, and talking trash is welcome. I had it in me deep down, but that brought it out more. That combination of styles has helped him to this day. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. Cunningham left side. Ivy on the wing. Cunningham looking it over. Out to Anthony. Evan Mobley with the rebound.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
The Pistons on offense. Here's Ivy. Off target from outside. And it's Wiggins with the ball for the Miami Heat. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Jamison. Lets the three fly. The rebound by Ivy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to shoot his way out of this one or not.
Cunningham for 3. knocks down the 3-ball. Cunningham's got his second basket of the night.
Wow, Cunningham dialing it up from three-point range.
Pistons leading by 3. Now Duren still without a basket. Deep 2 from Anthony. Second chance shot. Out to Brooks. Got it up. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Pistons lead by 3. And the second quarter about. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Hey, look, it's simple. More rebounds means more possessions, and that's clearly been their priority.
Ivy with the bucket. Greg, you look at the great coaches. What are 1 or 2 of the most important qualities for success that you see?
Well, for me, Kevin, I think you got to be able to adapt tactically. I mean, that's huge, and especially in the playoffs. But most important, can you motivate and unify a locker room? That leadership quality is what really puts a coach over the top.
To the paint. Here's Anthony. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Anthony's got the lead up to 6 now for Detroit.
And this close into the cup, Anthony makes it look easy. Nice soft touch on that one.
Here's Alexander Walker. The rebound by Ivy. Pistons lead by 6. Outside Anthony. Cunningham outside. Pass to Anthony. Shoots over Alexander Walker. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Well, they have leaned on him offensively with good reason. Efficiency will help you win a lot of games.
And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
They set the pick. Shot from 16. It's stolen by Duren. To the inside. Back to Ivy. Takes the 3. And it's Wagner with the rebound. The Heat trailed by 8. Pass to Mitchell. Jaquez outside. Alexander Walker on the wing. Fires for 3. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. And it's Detroit's ball. They can look forward to San Francisco after this game and a matchup against Golden State. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He's ready to talk things through with the team. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Shot to stop the run. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
What a setup for Jaquez Jr. All he has to do is focus and shoot.
Now here's Schroeder, and that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Schroeder outside. Hardaway for 3. And it's the Heat on the break. Here's Alexander Walker. Nice D from Brooks.
Yeah, he tried to adjust, but he got smothered. Good defense.
And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Make that some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Here's Mitchell. Nothing on the board. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Right side, Jamison. Sinks that one from the post. Jamison's got his first points of the night. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. There's 42 seconds left in the second quarter. Harris outside. 6 on the shot clock. Trying to find Schroeder. Gets it to him. Banked in off the glass. Turing's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Back to Alexander Walker. Shot and game clock separated by 5. And there's a whistle. That goes on Dylan Brooks. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
There's 18 seconds left in the first half of the game. Mitchell with it. Picked up by Harris. Nice shot by Jamison. Jamison's got his second bucket of the night.
And phenomenal work in close. Jamison is just so assertive from that area.
Got it off in time. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. The Pistons on top. They lead by 3. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Pistons leading by 3. Anthony in the corner. Off target from three-point range. Mitchell outside. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen. The best three-point shooter, or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA, and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. Outside, Robinson. Pass to Mitchell. 6 to shoot. Miami needs to get a shot off. From the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. Mitchell's got 4 this quarter.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know, it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Hardaway, no good. Miami trailing. And you look at the Detroit Pistons, Stan, so much young talent, but the chemistry is a work in progress, clearly.
Well, it is, Kevin, and they're working on it, but it's hard with so many new faces, and they still need a second and third guy that they can build around. They've got a lot of good role players, but they need a couple more stars. That's an aggressive play and a chance for Cunningham to get 3 points the old-fashioned way.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
Jaquez outside. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Wagner outside. Driving to the basket. Here's the three. Jaquez can't hit. The Pistons lead it. Cunningham outside. And Cunningham with the slam.
Well, that's the kind of assertive play you want to see more of from Cunningham.
Here's Mobley. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. 9 points for Evan Mobley.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Pass to Anthony. Lets it go from deep. Hits the three-point bomb. Anthony's got 15 points.
Three-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Mobley misses. Pistons leading by 5. There's the triple. Robinson pulls it in. We've got 1:55 left to play in the third. Wiggins left side. Kicks it out to Wagner. And the three ball is good. He has 7.
Well, that's a good sign for Wagner. He's working to become a more consistent shooter from outside.
Duran a screen. Outside Anthony. Again, the miss by Anthony. And so here is Miami. A 2-point game. Pass to Wagner. For the tie. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Duran with it. He averages about 5 points a game. Now Cunningham. Jaquez defending. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jaime Jaquez. That's his first foul. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And a new group in for the Heat.
Substitution on the floor.
Here's Schroeder. Still yet to score. Brooks outside. Pass to Ivy. 4 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 15. Detroit, no good that time either.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Brooks. Knocked loose. Schroeder comes with the double team. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. There's 25 seconds left in the third. Brooks with no one around. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
He doesn't take a lot of time to make up his mind. Brooks always thinking ahead, and he's in position before the pass is made.
Kept alive, Jamison. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Jamison's got 9.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Brooks from outside. And again, it's the Pistons from deep. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Pistons lead by 6. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. The Heat trailed by 6. And here's Wagner. Pass to Alexander Walker. Jacks up a 3. And the rebound goes to the Pistons. they've led by as many as 11 points. Cunningham with it. And there's another one for the Pistons.
Yeah, and Cunningham is one of the more difficult players to guard in that pick and roll.
Pass to Jamison. Kicks it out to Wagner. That three off the mark. And so it's Cunningham. He'll bring it up for Detroit. They're leading by 8. Hardaway for 3. Another 3 for Detroit.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, look, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball, and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story.
And look, this is a shot you can't give to Robinson because he loves shaking free from the corner.
Inside, and they double up Cunningham. Brooks misses.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Pass to Robinson. Back to Jamison. Just 5 to shoot. That shot missing. Some solid defense from Harris. Detroit leading by 4. A 3-ball. Dillon Brooks. And that's good. Brooks has got 9 points here in the second half.
Oh, spacing the floor. Brooks is comfortable shooting it from deep.
Outside Robinson. Mobley a screen. Goes up from the top of the key. Outside Robinson. From deep. No good on the shot. And the Pistons with possession here. 7-point differential. Pass to Harris. Pistons passing it around. Hardaway from outside. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. Hardaway has got 6 here in this quarter. Now here's Wiggins. Outside Robinson. Mobley right side. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. The open shot by Brooks. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
And Brooks needs to keep taking and making those jumpers. It's only going to help his confidence.
And so the ball's out of bounds. Wagner touched it last. Detroit leading by 10. Baseline J on the way. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
Yeah, to put together this kind of performance at both ends of the floor on the road, it's impressive.
Jamison, no luck. And it's Detroit's ball. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin. for the Pistons.
And it may be a comfortable win for it, but they had to weather a few storms along the way, and that's all part of the story.
Yeah, Kevin, this was by no means the runaway that it might appear to be. It was a scrappy performance, though, all the way through.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Jalen Duren.
You have to love the way that he was closing out on defensive trips. He would always body up, and it's why he ended with so many boards.
And so it's the Pistons taking